Welcome to this again. This is the third time I'm doing this recording. The third time! I'm tired of this. But, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I am not gonna explain the new powers. I'm not gonna explain the new powers that Ruby and them got. All I'm going to do is just start the what if and explain as I go. Because this is getting crap at the moment. Let's start this what if. Now, yes, they have new clothes. Ruby, you can see here a new look to her. Yang also has a new look to her. Blake has a new look to her. Weiss has a new look to her. Penny, the way she's gonna get her semblance is gonna be through soul magic or monster magic, like Undertale, by fusing different souls. What you need to know about Oscar, he also has new abilities. What you need to know about Nero, what's her name? She also has new abilities. He also has new abilities. Her boyfriend also has new abilities. But I'm not going to explain them. Because technically, I'm going to be quick about this. And maybe take a long time. But let's start the what if. So, I stopped at when everyone was getting suited up for the war. That is about to occur, as this black cloud of mist and this whale just comes floating by. Salem is here, and she has brought some Grimm and some friends. As I would say that Arthur's brothers immediately get to work. What I mean to work, as Orange is the first person to engage by shooting down a wyvern Grimm in the sky. Bam! That's one Grimm down. Let's see how much we can kill. As Orange states, ha, you have a deal, as he starts slicing through some of the Grimm that are outside the wall. As I would state that General Ironwood starts his plan by telling everybody that Salem exists and she is the one controlling the Grimm. This gets everyone into a panic and just brings up more Grimm, as that's why Arthur's brothers are here, to hold the Grimm off. At the same time, the weapon system that Arthur made and also applied to some of the bases, plus with the brother over the next month, actually activates, as now they are also holding off some of the basically baddies. But it's not that bad yet until the whale attacked. As the whale land on top of Atlas, yeah. As there are thousands of Grimm on that floating island. As the people that had to assist was Ruby and the other team, they are on top of the island. Arthur's brothers and them, they are all at the bottom. As I would state that Ruby, what's his name? Oscar and Weiss headed to Weiss's mansion, while Assassin and Penny headed to the Spring Maiden, and Arthur headed to the location of the artifact of creation. So yeah, they're busy. Everyone's busy at the moment, and they're all scattering off. Crow is busy taking watch of basically General Ironwood, and he's keeping quite a close eye on him. Why? He's still not, comparing to what's going to happen now, Crow is just with General Ironwood, and he's kind of, I don't know what he's like. Guess drunk? I guess drunk? But continuing on, as the weapon systems all come online for Atlas finally, because of Orange, he has kicked the hacker out of Atlas's system and given them a new firewall. Continuing on, let's chop with this what if. Now, we are gonna start off with our following new buddy. Let's start off with Assassin and Pyrrha, and how, oh no, Assassin and Penny, and how Penny got the Spring Maiden's abilities. Before the hacker was kicked off of Atlas's system, he got in the location of the Spring Maiden, and they have sent the entire squad to go get the Spring Maiden's powers. The Spring Maiden and the Artifact of Creation are in two different spots, as to make it harder for them. But Assassin and Penny are on their way to the Spring Maiden. So is Cinder and their buddies also on the way to the Spring Maiden. Now, Arthur is obviously not alone. Arthur has Neo there with him. Neo is with Arthur, and she is basically just with Arthur, going towards the artifact. So the person that is on their side that is illusion based is the green-haired girl. Yeah, she's the one that's replacing Neo. Continuing on. As I would state that they would finally reach the Spring Maiden, as Penny distracts Weiss's sister, as Assassin sneaks into the room and starts trying to move the Spring Maiden as fast as she can out into a different area. As she makes a separate room, she opens a hole to a separate room. As this separate room, she's going to move the Spring Maiden through. But while she was preparing to move the Spring Maiden, something else happened. An explosion happened from outside the building, as Cinder and her crew starts distracting Penny and Weiss's sister, as they push them back away from the door. As the person that snuck in was the green-haired girl, as she sees Assassin busy preparing a few things and opening a hole. At the same time, there is a green heart glowing on the Spring Maiden's chest. As I would state that her most valuable thing to do now is to kill the Spring Maiden immediately. And that's what she does. By going up to the Spring Maiden very quietly, also using her illusions and shooting a bullet. Now, to make sure this bullet hits, she uses her illusions to clone a second bullet, as Assassin turns around and throws the bullet with a knife, as she cut the illusion, as she didn't see the original one, as it pierces the Spring Maiden's throat. Or should I say, yeah, it pierces the Spring Maiden's throat. Basically, the Spring Maiden loses oxygen very quickly and slowly dies. As in Assassin's basically panic, she grabs the Spring Maiden's green soul and yanks it out of her body, basically killing her instantly, but her soul is still alive. That's the only difference here. Now, what do I mean by soul? Who watches Undertale? So if you use the basic premise of soul magic or the soul, you would know what I'm talking about here. It's basically the heart that floats basically by your chest. If that breaks, it interpretates you die. So Assassin pulled out her soul in order to save the Spring Maiden, but it killed her instantly, as the soul is still intact in Assassin's hand, as it's a light green, representing the Maiden's power, as Assassin holds it in her one hand and doesn't want to fuse it with her own. But she has to fight this green-haired girl now. As Assassin states, if you want the Spring Maiden's power, you have to take me first. As she pulls out a sword and starts fighting, also using some breathing techniques from Demon Slayer. She mostly uses fire breathing, water breathing, and maybe even wind breathing. A bit of wind breathing. As she is pushing back this green-haired illusion girl, because she is advanced, skilled, and also has experience, as she sends this green-haired girl flying. As Penny with her newfound abilities basically rains down on their parade, and now is pushing Salem and the others back. As Salem sees this green soul thing, seeing the Maiden's power, she uses her grimified hands to grab it, as Assassin moves her hand towards Penny, basically towards Penny's chest, while grabbing onto the Grim hands as she states, "You're gonna have to try harder than that to get this." As accidentally, Assassin fuses the maiden's soul with Penny's soul by accident. As they fuse, there's a bright green flash of light as Penny has the maiden's soul by accident. Assassin's like, "Oh shit, I made a mistake." Yep, goofy mistake from her. As the fight continues. As both with the mixture of her newfound weapons and materials and machines that Penny has, and maiden powers, plus Assassin that has access to Nin, Chakra, and even breathing styles, including Haki, which is already OP as flip, they push them back quite far. Now, I'm not going to explain all the abilities because it will take too long. But let's go down to Ruby and what is happening with Ruby, Oscar, and Weiss. Oscar is in Weiss's basically mansion. As they are all in Ruby, everyone's in Oscar in the mansion. As something breaks in, or a Grim breaks in, the first thing he does is switch off the power. This Grim is smart, so it knows what it's doing and it knows who its target is. As it gets everyone alone, as the first person it sneaks up on is Oscar, as the thing knocks Oscar out. Even though Oscar has been trained in advanced observation haki, has chakra, is a sensory chakra user, and basically can use soul magic and magic, gets knocked out by this Grim. How? Well, obviously, what way do you think a person knocks another person out by the neck? But not by a chop neck, it's more of a pinch. A very, very painful pinch and scream. Then the Grim breaks out through the window and heads flying. As magic was there. As magic states, "Damn it, I was too slow." As he contacts Arthur. "Arthur, they got the kid." And which kid? As Arthur states, which kid exactly? They got Oscar. Ah, crap. We're gonna need to go to Salem herself to get them. We're gonna need to go to Salem herself to get Oscar back. I agree, but right now, as a lot of Grims start breaking through the door, I have problems. As the electricity finally turns on because of Yang and Ruby. As Yang and Ruby runs through the back door wondering what's happening, it's a Grim fight. Magic is basically fighting a bunch of Grim with the assistance of, while protecting Weiss's mother and brother. As Magic states, don't fear, don't fear Schnee family. I am Magic, or you can just call me by the following, Black Butler. As he snaps his fingers, a few Gaster Blasters appears behind him as beams start getting shot everywhere. As also bones start appearing from nowhere as he's not even looking at the Grim. As one Grim tries to attack him until a magical shield appears in front. As he grabs his Grim by the throat and just crushes it, stating, "I am at your service, Sneeze." As yes, he's acting like himself, as always. As Weiss and Ruby join the fray. Now, yeah, they are fighting back, and they also have to go get Oscar now. A new problem. As also, I would state that her brother, Weiss's brother, basically asks to gain access into Atlas's systems. As Magic would ask Orange to give access to this kid. As yeah, now Orange has two. Now there's two people on the systems that are hackers, and they are just trying to secure the system to prevent this other hacker from getting in. As I would state that Weiss's brother would compliment on the person that is assisting him, that he is quite advanced. As Magic states he is a robot, he knows what he's doing. He always knows what he's doing. As some short silence before Magic says that, as yes, they have to get a car while Weiss's brother stays, or Weiss's brother comes with them. It's more safer than Weiss's mother and brother staying back. They come with. They get into a private jet or a private plane and head to Salem's area. Salem's whale has taken dock on the floating island, and that's where they locate. That's where they're going. Now we cut to. Now we are going to cut to Penny and Assassin again, as they have drived away Salem and the others. As Salem and the others are retreating back to their master. As yes, Assassin did brief Arthur what happened, as Arthur told Assassin to bring Penny towards him. He needs access to the vault so he can get the artifact. Now, why do they need the artifact? Because they are going to still do the same thing with the portals, but instead they're going to use all the portals that are already existing on this place, or they're going to use the portals that already existed. They're going to use the portals that are already existing to connect to the portals that are at their universe. Reasons why they could not do that before is because this universe has a dimensional barrier. It's preventing them from just portaling in for no reason. They have to wait for a specific time before they portal into the Ruby universe. And that is going to take a lot of time. And right now, they need a way to easily portal everyone out without waiting. So yeah. The bunkers are still active, so all the people are still in the bunkers. Not much difference there. Some of the portals are in the bunkers that Arthur has set up, and the weapons that Arthur has set up is busy helping. As I would state that Arthur would ask Yellow when everyone is ready for the new plan to commence, to basically activate plan, take the fight back. Take the fight back to the darkness. As that's one of the plans. This is step 1 of the plan. Step 2 is take the fight back to the darkness. As you're going to see step 2's fight come up now. As I would state that General Ironwood came up with a plan. And he is basically seeing no way out of this but this one plan. To abandon Atlas and use a bomb to basically nuke everyone in Atlas. As obviously Crow states, what are you, crazy? Are you mad? Think about this. We have people down there, strong people. They are handling this. Lada. General Ironwood doesn't care, and he still goes rogue as normal, as he orders his special unit to deliver the bomb and blow everyone up. And there are two. He also kills the two subordinates thing, still the same way he does as usual. But everything is taking place much more faster now. As I would state that General Ironwood, he's preparing the bomb, and he's also preparing to disengage Atlas City. Basically also nuking Atlas City as well. Or the floating city, which is Atlas. Continuing on. as the war rages on, more Grimm start appearing, and it becomes harder for our fellow hunters to keep them at bay. As, yeah, Arthur has finally, Penny has finally gotten to Arthur, and she's finally opened the gate. As Arthur has already prepared a design for a pocket dimension portal room. As he would see the creator genie thing as he would come out stating what would you want, what will you make, yada yada, do you have the measurements, do you have everything? As I would state that Arthur would read down the list at what he wants. As before the man creates it, he states, before you create it, I would like to give you a boost, give you a boosting power for this creation to last a bit longer. If you want this thing to last a bit longer, that is impossible. I can only make it last for a certain amount of time. Well then, it's gonna last longer with my power. As he states, okay, let's see what you got, kid. As the one who is holding the staff is Penny. As Penny gives it to Arthur, as before Arthur touches it, his fingers was about to touch it until it creases with lightnings. White lightning, by the way. As he's like, well then, I hope you enjoy whatever you're about to feel now. As he touches the staff, as he uses a specific power he would never use in his life. As his eyes turn a bright fiery white, as he injects the power that is unknown, unnamed, this power that even Osborn is scared of, the power that any god would fear. He injects this into the staff. Not by inject, literally, he just forces his power through the staff. As this man basically goes silent and feels his power caress through his body. As he states, you're not normal, are you? The only person that could have this power is a god, but you have so much of it. How? You don't need to know that information. All I asked you to do is build the specific thing I want you to build. Now can you do it? Yes, I can do it. And technically, you don't need to use a wish for this. Because you are feeding your power through me, and the power is similar to what I can do with the wish, you don't really need to use a wish for this. So you can just create it on demand, using my power. Correct. It's quite easy though. So, how about you do it? As he would lift the staff up in the air as it would glow a white, as the dimension is made. And it didn't even take a wish. He was using his own power. As he states, what is done is done. If you want me to make anything else, you need to give me the exact measurements and the exact things. Okay. But I'll be keeping you. As he's able to use, for the first time, he's able to use one drop of his true power. A drop of the power that he could never wield ever in his life. He's able to channel through this artifact, and it doesn't break, and it doesn't even hurt him. As his eyes is a fiery white, as he lifts his left hand up, as it burns a white flame. As he states, time to go kill a immortal being. Am I right, Penny? As Penny's like, whoa. He is just letting off an aura that everyone can feel. As we see orange and red basically, or we see orange busy in the sky. He's flying, shooting down Grimm, as even he can feel it from here. This power. This powers of creation itself. Seems like Arthur has found his match. As with Salem. Salem is just captured basically a few hours later, before Arthur got the stick or the staff of creation, few hours before. As we cut to Oscar. As Oscar's getting beaten by this musclehead guy. The same guy in the original canon. He says the same things. That you let send my daughter to die. She was a girl. Oscar states that she was a hunter and she served her country well. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. Obviously, he states that she wouldn't want this. All the same things in canon. As he states Salem. As he sees Salem. As Salem speaks to him just a bit and then leaves. But before Salem could leave, Oscar calls Salem. Salem, listen to me. Your reign of terror is over. My friends will defeat you. And you will no longer terrorize this planet anymore. Understand me, Salem? Your reign of terror is over. You will not win this time. This will be your grave. As Salem looks at this boy and states, you wish I will never die, and I will complete my mission, and you will never succeed. All the words that you state are just foolish dreams that will never come true. As she walks away, as Oscar screams, Salem! As he finally stops, states, I need to get out of here. As obviously he waits a bit, the guy still basically opens, the musclehead guy still opens, has a change of heart, same thing. Ruby Weiss plus magic, green, red, and even assassin are on their way to Salem's throne. Basically, they are going to cut off the head of the snake. As yeah, they are now really they are like going to finish this now. As also they have a new problem. There's a bomb. As I would state that orange, green, and red were tasked to solve the bomb problem. As right now, Crow is basically captured on basically a Atlas ship with a bomb that is about to go off. As the hacker has taken control of the bomb. As I would state that this happens. The luck guy is still alive, by the way, as this is what happens. They are over the snowy area, entering Atlas's basically zone, as somehow, with an unlucky swing, Crow gets unfree, as he basically jumps basically the leader, which is the luck guy, and he basically pushes him off the plane with himself, as he leaves everything up to the girl that is still up there. Not up, she is. As she states, as she sees Crow give her a chance to fight back against these hunters, but she won't have much of a basically assistance. So she's gonna have a hard time trying to stop them. Hold up. Gosh, I don't have the image. The special unit of obviously Atlas is still basically gonna stop her, but she has a bit of backup. As she sees a tendril just gets flung into the ship, and someone flies through with a bunch of other people. Basically, just two people, as another one that is a robot is flying following the ship. As she states that they will not stop Atlas and that they will complete their mission. Obviously, with the help of Orange, Red, and even Green, they were able to dispatch these people easily, as this is what happened. As technically this is a bomb to kill everyone, as obviously the same thing still goes with basically they basically convince them that what they're doing in General Ironwood's plan is just wrong and that it won't work, until the bomb just falls out and was about to self-detonate. As the person that saved everyone was the elastic liquid guy, man, he still dies. I can't change that. As even red and green, no, orange states that he was brave and he would do anything just to save his friends. As orange takes control of this ship and flies them over to the final fight. As they ask, "What are you doing?" "We're going to save your leader and that crow dude." As they were busy fighting in the air, by the way. As I would state that they were about to hit the ground until Orange grabbed them from the sky, used his jet thrusters while controlling the ship, and they landed inside the ship. As Orange is the one that basically, how can I say, tied them up. Tied the leader up, stating this: "Listen here, we do not have time for this. We're about to go kill Salem, and at the moment we would like you to assist us for a final push to end this tyranny of Grim and Salem's dark, dark path that she has chosen. So please stop fighting us and work with us," as Orange states. As he states, "How do we know that you're telling the truth?" "Well, we are technically heading there right now. The final battle is about to begin. We're taking the fight to them." As I would state that Arthur finally picked up the staff, as that's when everyone felt it. As Evans, Crow, and everyone else that is like a lot far, far away from Atlas at the moment can feel it. That's Arthur. He's finally picked up the Staff of Creation, and he's channeling a bit of his power through it. That's genius. Now, I'm hoping that he doesn't rip himself apart with that power. It is very dangerous and very, very highly, highly dangerous. It could destroy this entire place if he lets even one molecule of energy out. That's true, Green. He could destroy this entire place. But he's using the staff as a channeling weapon. It's kind of useful. As magic is also with the others, as he feels it as well. Seems like Arthur has picked up the Staff of Creation finally. And I'm sensing a separate universe that I can portal to. Pocket Dimension? It has access to some of the universes that we already know, which is good. We'll be able to teleport these people safely between universes without them suffering the effects slash curses of teleporting between dimensions and even universes that are not in their own universe. Let's see. Everyone can feel it, as Salem can feel it as well. What is this? The god of creation? No, he's not here. This is something else. This is his power, yes, but no, 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 no. It can't be. It can't be. That brat can't be that powerful. As she's really thinking that she's gonna die, and her mission will not come to fruition. Will not and a mission that she was set out to do is gonna fail here because of this one child. One child with a staff. As I would state, Arthur states, and that's right, as he would hit Salem in the face with his stick. She's like, "How did you," with the assistance of the musclehead brood giving her a sock in the face. As I would state that Oscar and this musclehead dude would start their fight, or start their assault against Salem. As, yeah, the musclehead dude will still do the same thing, "Go to your friends, blah blah blah, I will buy you some time." As The Oscar states, no, I'm not running to them. They're coming to us. And I'm gonna fight her until my last breath. As if you didn't know Oscar's powers, I'm gonna tell you this now. Oscar's powers on what he learned soul magic. He has technically 4 separate souls. He has a blue soul, orange soul, yellow soul, and a red soul. Now, the 3 souls, blue, yellow, and red, is countering the red one. Blue, yellow, and orange is countering the red. The red being determination, orange being determined, orange being bravery, and the yellow being justice, whether the blue being an unknown soul. So he is technically, the blue soul can do some cool things, such as give the karma effect. It can give karma to anything it strikes. He can use blue magic and even bone magic, but he cannot use the blasters because you can't use the blasters. But that is even worse with the effects of his 3 souls that he gives him. Let's go to the bravery soul first. The bravery soul, the more brave he is, and the more he faces his fear, the more stronger he gets. Next, technically the more stronger he gets. Yeah, that's it. Although it also has some cool long range abilities. Next is the Justice Soul. If somebody has killed thousands of innocent people, the Justice Soul will make them... Basically, the Justice Soul will make anybody that is guilty of that crime weak against the opponent, against the person they are fighting with a Justice Soul. So Salem is weak to Oscar because of the Justice Soul, and he is strong against Salem. Next, determination. The more determination Oscar has, the more the more observant he is, the more quicker he is, the more deadlier his weapons are. But this also means that he gets slowly corrupted. What I mean by slowly corrupted is the red soul slowly starts consuming him and basically giving him the power of love, or level of violence to be more specific. So yeah, just like in the normal Undertale, the level of violence thing still exists. So it's love, level of violence still exists. So determination, all that stuff, yeah, it's still yeah. He has the red soul, so that is dangerous. But the thing that is countering his red soul is as Oscar has a quite good advantage against Salem. Plus karma effects and Salem's double timed weak, and he's stronger against Salem. He has quite a good advantage, but he will not beat her because she's immortal. But he will give her one hell of a pain. Why? Because he has one effect that Salem cannot avoid. Instead of attacking Salem's body, he's injuring Salem's soul. And it's taking longer to heal Salem's soul than it is to heal her body. So yeah, it gives her also more pain. She can actually feel pain now. As I would state that when she first felt it, she screamed in pain, as she made everything around her shake. As Arthur felt the slight tremor, as Arthur states, she's quite strong. Time to go kill a witch. As I would state that Arthur, using some of his imagination, and also some of the stuff that he's learned so far, transforms the entire staff into a sword. As he's going to use the staff as a weapon at the moment. As he states, adios, let's go guys. Time to go cut off the head of a snake. As Ruby and the others are also on their way, as they are doing a final stand. As Ruby and others are on the front lines at the moment. As the front lines, it's very snowy, as Arthur comes through a portal that opens. As I would state that he would contact Oscar, as Oscar is dealing with Salem, as Oscar states that he is waiting for them for backup, as he states, "Retreat, Oscar. We don't want to fight her in our own area. We want to fight her in our terms, together, in our area. So get your ass out of that place. And plus, I think a bomb's gonna come down on that place anyway. So move it." As Oscar's like, "Got it." As, yeah, Poucher Arthur just told Oscar to get the hell out because a bomb's about to be dropped on that area. As Oscar did as commanded, while grabbing the big brute at the same time. As he states, "We gotta run." As he's like, "Why?" "It will take her a while to heal, but at the moment a bomb's coming." As I would state that Oscar runs. At the same time, Salem is finally healed up from her injuries. As she yells, "Oscar!" As before she could finish her sentence, a hole gets blasted into the top of the throne room as something flies in with a bomb. "Bombs away!" As this person flies out again, drops the bomb as it explodes. As all you could hear was Salem scream, "Ah!" as the entire whale gets wiped out. As this dead Grim starts disappearing, as all is left is black liquid goo. As she comes out of this black liquid glue that runs down the snow, as she's the only one left standing. And I'm gonna say Salem does have access to magic, but it's more dark magic. As she comes back up in the matter of seconds, her regeneration is off the charts. She really is immortal. As I would state, Orange and Arthur's brothers all fuse with Arthur for a final attack. As I would state, Arthur lifts up his left hand as something flies towards him, an axe, as it's moving at extremely fast speeds. Bam! It hits the floor next to him. As before he could basically grab the axe, it opens up and reveals another sword. As he picks it up, it's a black one. As this, it looks like a katana with no hilt, or no arm guard, I guess. Or hilt, I don't know what you call it. Arm guard, I guess, or hand guard. As what I mean by hand guard is the thing that protects your hand on the katana. As he has two of them now, as now he's about to use his full dual wielding capabilities. Now it's Salem versus Arthur plus some of the Ruby members, such as Oscar and all the, yes. But Salem is not alone, as she brought Grim with her, as out of the panel thousands of Grims started rising. As Arthur taps his ear, "Hey B, commence Operation Take the Fight Back to the Darkness." As he states, "Aye aye, Captain." As he presses a button, as portals start opening from Beacon, a specific place in Beacon, all the way to Atlas. As through these portals, which is also near the battle that Salem is in, anti-Grim just start walking out. They can smell Grim, as they all rush to where they smell it from. As now, by the side of Arthur plus some of the Ruby member, anti-Grim stand versus Grim and Salem. As this is the final stand, the final battle before they can finally end it all. As everyone gets into a stand. Are you ready? As Arthur looks at everyone. Are you guys ready? As I would say, Ruby, Yang, and everyone gives a thumbs up. As he's like, time to give them hell. As B as well is also opening the portal to evacuate everyone. As everyone is going for the portal, they are not there to, how can I say it, defeat. They are going to defeat Salem, yes, but they don't technically actually know. They need to get Salem into a Pacific area, but they know exactly where that Pacific area is. She is nowhere near that area. So, yeah, they can't defeat her at the moment, but they will be able to defeat her. Arthur's the only one that knows about the plan. Arthur, and the only one that else knows about the plan is his sister. As yes, Arthur and his sister are the ones that deal with Salem, while everyone else deal with the Grimm, as he's told them, if Salem goes for you, you leave her and retreat. We are the only ones that will fight her. As Arthur's sword ignites in flames, both of his sword, the one that is basically the Staff of Creation ignites in white flames, as the other ignites in a red flame. Now, I'm going to end this corruption. Salem, your head will be on a wall. Understand? As Salem just charges while also making a few weapons, as all anti-Grimm and Grimm itself charge as well for the final battle. It is chaos. The entire Atlas, the entire area of Atlas, the city, this is taking place here. While everything from the bottom city to the floating island is covered with anti-Grimm and Grimm itself. It's a war zone, as the portals and some of the robotic units from Atlas is also firing at the Grimm, but they are not firing at anti-Grimm thanks to Orange and Weiss's brothers doing. Weiss's brothers have basically coded something that in the Atlas military robots to not engage any anti-Grimm that they come across. So yeah, it's just helping anti-Grimm itself. Anti-Grimm also have access to semblances, and even if there's not a lot of them, there's still a lot of them. As we see Arthur's anti-Grimm servant, he's swinging and eliminating a lot of them, with a few other anti-Grimm humans. Yes, they're replicas of humans, as they are also taking down a lot of Grimm with utmost ease. Their entire existence is to kill Grimm, and that's what they are going to do. The hunters, Ruby and the others, are having much of an easier time. As off with the battle with Salem, it is explosions and destruction. As Arthur's sister takes a swing and cuts off an entire piece of area that's on the floating islands. As yeah, that's the fight is the fight is quite crazy. As every time Arthur and his sister does damage to Salem, she just regenerates instantly. As then she continues the fight. That's what makes the battle hard. She's dangerous and deadly, and every time that they try to kill her, she regenerates instantly. Even cutting her soul won't do anything, because it just takes her a few seconds to regenerate. As they're like, this is getting us nowhere. As Arthur needs to get Salem into a Pacific area, but to do that he needs the portals. As, yes, that's what he's going to do. As the Grimm are actually now overpowering the anti-Grimm and Atlas military. As everyone is being evacuated, portals behind the enemy lines, or portals not behind the enemy lines, portal behind everybody that is fighting opens up. As we see a few Atlas soldiers stating that everyone that is fighting on the front line should get back now and retreat, because Atlas is now gone. As that's what they do. All the hunters that were fighting all basically bail. So does Ruby, Yang, and the others as they all get into the portal. As the people to stop them, well, yeah, they dealt with Salem, and Salem's gonna take a while to regen. As the only people that were left was Arthur and his sister. As Arthur stands in a Pacific stance with his sister, as both of them states, thunder breathing, final thunder slash, as they disappear in a bright thundery flash and into the portal immediately. Portal closes. Zoop. As they got in, just barely. Now, off with Salem and their partner. Salem has just regened, and she wants revenge. As Salem is screaming, as she's making everything shake. As Arthur's like, huh, she's no joke. You were kind of right. She is pretty cool. She is pretty strong. I mean, if we were having this hard time taking her, you guys were definitely lied by saying that you can't defeat her. Huh. As Arthur starts setting something up in the portal area. As he's setting this thing up, he's preparing for Salem because he knows Salem's gonna get in. All the hunters are also in the portal area. Everyone in the bunkers are getting emptied. So is Cinder's team. As Cinder's team still does the same old tricks with breaking into the portal room, as instead what happens is they actually attack one specific person. They attack Penny first. As yeah, a battle ensues there. Well, a battle plus a lot of Grimm that entered the portal room as well. Because of Cinder's influence, the portal couldn't close, so some of the Grimm are getting through, as Anti-Grimm are also inside this portal room, and now it's a new fight. It's a fight for dominance, and they are trying to push back the Grimm. But Cinder's team is just making things difficult. As I would state that Salem finally took the opportunity and basically entered the portal room. Everyone else was evacuated, but the hunters, as Arthur's like I stated, now you are in my trap. As Arthur's hand with basically the staff of creation, his back of his hand starts glowing with the sun, as the back of his sister's hand starts glowing with the moon. As they stated, it's finally been completed. Now, Salem, your time is here. As I would state that Arthur, that everyone basically hears basically the following. As Arthur screams, "Everyone, we finally got Salem in our grasp. Enter now!" As that's just giving them the go-ahead to go all out on Salem. The first thing that happens, Yang appears behind Salem and socks her across the face. Yang has the strength of Tsunade, mixed in with her rage and some of her Nen abilities, which are enhancement. She has enhanced Nen and armament, advanced armament. She knocks Salem clean. As her partner, Nero, which is a hammer girl, or Nira, I think. Probably Nira. As, yeah, Salem gets knocked back again. As this is when the rest of the hunters start engaging against Salem. As they take off pieces of her limbs. They take off her arms, her head. They take off her arm, her leg, her torso. As the final battle is actually crazy, because this is a combo from all hunters. Yang, then Nira, then Ruby plus her other friends, all basically slice and dice Salem with no holding back. She needs to die and everyone knows it. As the only thing left was Salem's head. As before Salem could regenerate, Arthur and his sister grabs her head with both of their hands. With both of their opposite hands, the one having the sun and the other having the moon. Seal! As they both yell. as Salem's regeneration gets sealed and the only thing left is immortality. As she stops regenerating, as Salem's like, "What? What did you do? You bastards! Get me out! What did you do to me?" "We sealed your regeneration permanently. Now you won't be able to regen anything. Neither anything, any of your body parts. You're just immortal. And like we said, we were gonna defeat you. And this is your end, Salem." As Salem's like, "No! I will not be defeated. No, I will complete my mission, and I will destroy the blah 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 blah." As Green comes out of Arthur, unfuses with Arthur, grabs Salem's head, as he technically puts it in a box. As this box has a lock, as he closes the box and locks it. As you can still hear something talking, "Atreus, let me out of here," as he locks it. Takes the key and then crashes it. "Now, no one will open this." "Hey, Ruby, it's over. Here's Salem's head." "What?" As he just gives it to Ruby. This is Green you're talking about, so he's quite stupid. As Arthur states, instead of giving it to a kid, "I'll take Salem's head, and I'll put it and bury it somewhere deep underground, where no one will ever find it. The deepest caverns that I can find. The reign of Salem is over, and everyone can rest easy now." As Osborn is actually happy. Osborn in Oscar is technically crying. His lifelong goal has finally been accomplished. But not as all fun and rainbows, as something appears in the universe, or in the Ruby universe, that was unexpected. Ships start appearing from nowhere. Dun 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 dun. As the portal rooms start getting a few extra portals, as all we see is different soldiers entering in this portal. These soldiers being from different universes, but they looked weird. These people looked like zombies. They walked like zombies, like they had no emotions and had no mind of their own. They only followed orders. These were corrupt knights that had shadow auras leaking off them. And also people that came from different universes, like farmers and many other things. Even some shinobi were in this batch, as they were just walking, as they all walked towards Arthur. As our Green states, "Stop right there. Yonada," as this one person cuts Green's head off in a matter of seconds. As the difference between these zombies were, they could use weapons, they can use nen. These were living people before, but now they are no longer, and they only serve something darker. The dark aura that surrounds them takes control of their power that they once have and uses it against any foe that they choose. As Arthur's sister knows what this is. As Arthur's sister states, "We gotta get out of here now. They're here." As Arthur states, "Who's here?" "There." As somebody enters with a much more darker aura than Salem itself. This person had so much power and so much strength to him that it basically put everyone in the room to fear as he walked in the room. So, this is the Ruby universe, and I'm sensing a bit of a power state. There you are. As he gives a creepy and weird grin. "I found you." So, dragon container. And also reincarnation of the god of creation himself. I never expected that I would be fighting a reincarnation of a god. Well, my master is stronger than you, and he was the one that killed you long before. You don't even remember. Ah, how sad, how sad. But now it's time for your death. Arthur, I'm sure you remember some of my colleagues, or one of my colleagues. As Arthur thinks back, colleagues, as he finally gets a vision. Or he didn't get a vision, he gets a memory. A memory of his home when he was a child, circa 5 years old, living happily in his kingdom until it gets ravaged by a beast of a dragon and a man in a mask that looks like the infection mask from SCP, as this man laughs insanely. As this man was so insane, he even sealed that monster inside him. As Arthur clenches his stomach. No, no, it can't be you guys. I thought you thought there was only one of us. No, we have an whole army of them. And we have come to take the thing that lies within your gut and finally kill the reincarnation of the god of creation. And his legacy will be finally over. And my master can rest, and my master's mind can be set in ease. Your head will be brought to him, Arthur, and your blood will be used to feed the hound dogs that we have. Understand? You have to kill me. You are not gonna kill anyone first. You have to kill me before you kill any one of my friends. That can be arranged. As this man disappears in just a blink of an eye, as he appears next to Ruby, he swats her so hard she gets sent flying into the wall as she coughs up blood. She didn't even know he was there. And she also used a semblance, but he was still able to hit her. How the... As the second person to react was Yang, as he blocks it with a pinky. As he stares at her, as he states, "Begone," as she flies to the wall behind her. As they are connected to the wall because of chakra, every one of the hunters can use chakra. Not everyone, but everyone that knows Arthur. Except for Weiss's sister, and the Special Atlas Forces. Yeah, as everyone tries their hand at taking this guy down, this guy easily swats them all away. As I would say it, Arthur's sister goes next, as Arthur's sister is the only one to get a scratch into him. One cut. Impressive. Seems like the god of creation lives up to her name. You can give me a scratch. I'm impressed. But I am not scared, as he blitzes his sister and then begins the fight. The fight between this technical, infinite man with infinite power that is so dark that it would even make the god of death fear him. As Arthur's sister is trying to counter every one of these attacks, as Arthur goes in the fray and is actually pushing him back. You think you're winning. I'm not even using 5% of my true power. Let me show you the power my master has granted me to defeat you. As a black orb appears in his hand, as he clenches his hand into a fist with this orb, as he cocks it back and fires, basically letting go, basically using it as a punch, as when he made contact with Arthur, Arthur got blown so far back, everything behind him just got erased. But because this is an infinite void or infinite created area, this place basically didn't break. It was only the floor, as Arthur had to land on the wall for him to basically survive. And he's like, what the? As Arthur continues his assault with everyone else that is also badly injured now. As he's seeing how they all get swatted like they are dolls, rag dolls. As this man basically Yang's leg, swings her over, and then swaps, basically hits Blake like a fly in the sky and knocks her basically unconscious. Then basically dodges Ruby's scythe, or catches Ruby's scythe, pulls it out of her hand, and then kicks her into Weiss. At the same time, he basically blocks Weiss's basically massive ice swords, both of them with both of his hands, and then breaks them, while he walks slowly to Arthur. As Arthur is on the ground just watching this. He is watching this in horror, as his sister rushes over with an attack, as all he did was basically takes his big sword, puts it in front of him and blocks it. Then moves his sword forward and then swings hard, as it sends his sister flying to the wall at the back of him. As, yeah, everyone's at the moment down, plus Oscar, because he can't do anything to him. As Oscar gets basically, he just gets punched so hard that, yeah, he falls unconscious immediately. Or he didn't fall unconscious. No one's technically unconscious, it's just they can't move. As Arthur stands up, giving it a last stand, as this man's like, what's wrong, Arthur? You want to give it your last stand? You see my power is infinite. You see these weak people cannot save themselves. They cannot even fight against my small, weak minions properly. They are worthless. And you are weak. So is your sister over there. Weak. Worth nothing. You do not have the power you once used to. If you had the power you once used to, you might even put a scratch on me, just like your sister did. But you don't. So, surrender, Arthur, and I will make your death quick. And I'll spare each one of these meagly weaklings. As Arthur closes his eyes and thinks, what should I do? How can I save them all? He's after me, so if I run, as this man states, and even if you run, I will kill each one of these people first before coming after you. Why? Because I like to watch my victims suffer. Suffer in their own failure. As Arthur states, no, if I run, he will kill them all. And it will be my fault for letting them down. As Arthur clenches his fists, stating, I have no idea how to defeat him. He's so strong. No. There's one way to defeat him. But I don't know if this is gonna work. As Arthur gets into a stance with his two blades in his hand, one being the sword, which is technically the artifact of creation, and the other one being just basically a cursed blade, or a cursed sword. As he starts his assault with a few sun breathing techniques and even flame breathing techniques, while igniting his sword on fire. using Nen and other things to counteract some of his abilities. He's doing quite well for himself, trying not to slip up, because if he knows, he makes one mistake and everything is over. As this fight continues, he counters some of his blades while trying to cut into him, not really touching him. As this man is fast, he's big, but he can't even hit this target. Arthur can't even hit this target properly because he's quite fast. As he has a big sword and he swings it like it's a stick. Yes, this man is getting kind of annoyed with Arthur as he's like, enough. Time to end this. As he pulls out a small dagger that's technically the size of a katana. And that's a small dagger to him. Or as he pulls it out basically to catch Arthur off guard. As Arthur's like, shiz, I didn't. As Arthur could not dodge this. As he gets a sword thrusted straight through his chest. As this man pushes the sword into his chest. And I can tell you, the sword that he was using is bigger than himself. The man has a sword that's bigger than himself. That sword was massive. But he pulled out a katana and then stabbed it in him. The man is not that big, it's like this, he's just wearing big armor. And not even Arthur can hit a heavy person like him because he's moving a bit too fast. As Arthur basically gets stabbed in the chest. As he coughs up blood. As Arthur stated, shit. I, I'm... As Arthur could not finish his words until he gets dragged into a different... No, he gets dragged into his mindset. As has a sword thrusted in his chest, he gets dragged into his mindset as all he hears at the back of him is a person. A big person. Arthur, I have been watching you for a while now, and I still see you are weak. So come on, Arthur, use my power. Make him pay. Make him see the true power that lies within you. Use it. Come on, Arthur. You want to save them all. You want to save each and every one of them. Then open this cage. Set me free, Arthur. And then we'll show him. We'll show him the true power of, as Arthur yells, "No! I won't." As he at the moment he states, "I will never do that. I will never let a monster like you step a foot out of that cage." As Arthur states with a fiery personality, "I will find my own way." As this beast continues and continues and continues on trying to belittle him, trying to tell him that if he doesn't do that, they all will die. He will die. Everyone he loves will die. As this man drops Arthur on the floor, stating, "If you don't come with me, then I will show you what I will do." As he walks over to his sister that is still on the ground and picks her up by the hair, putting a blade to her throat. "Arthur, I know you're not dead yet. So, either come with me, or I kill everyone here, and then kill you." This man is trying to keep Arthur sort of alive. He was ordered to keep Arthur alive, but he was also ordered to rough Arthur up a bit. As he knows Arthur is still alive. Even taking that sword to the chest and kill him. He knows that. As Arthur looks over and sees his sister, also getting bombarded by the beast inside him to let him free. Let him free. As Arthur is watching in horror how slowly the blade gets put up to his sister and slowly pierces basically her stomach as she screams in pain. As Arthur basically is watching that horror while he has a sword in his chest. As everything finally goes dark. Being bombarded from two people has finally broken Arthur. Arthur does not know what to do. It was not supposed to play out like this. It was never supposed to play out like this. As we see Arthur in a dark, dark space. As Arthur is basically, he can see himself, but he can't see anything else. As he looks around, there is nothing. There is not even the man that he was fighting, nor the beast inside of him. There is nothing there. As he stands up and walks around, looking around at this empty space, time seems to stand still. As he finally comes across an object in this dark void, a mirror. A mirror that he doesn't really know. It looks odd. As he walks up to the mirror and looks at it. Just like in the last video, his reflection is now different. His reflection is so different, he can't even tell what he's looking at. A purple aura person, with eyes and that represents the color of the universe, with purple eyes, staring back at him, as he doesn't understand. What is this thing? Where is his reflection? He doesn't understand what is going on, as he states to himself, "Where am I? And who are you?" As this thing opens its mouth, it shows a creepy grin, stating, "I am something you forgot. I am something you will never remember. I am something you always done, and something that's always been with you. I will never leave your side, even if you forget about me. I am your strength and I am your flame. I am the person that makes who you really are. I am something that you only know. I am something that can make you who. I am something that only makes you who you are." As those words echo, he was about to say something. As the more he opens his mouth, the more darker this being becomes. As he stops and remembers something, a flash of memory stating something that he always stated in his past, that he even forgot now. A piece of memory that only came back now. As he flashes back to a dream he had. A dream he had about his reflection, where he could not see it at all. He was in a world of mirrors, as his reflection he could not see, which was odd. But he kept on hearing an echo and a word. He didn't know what these words meant, because it was in a different language. But now he can hear it clearly. Mirror on the wall. Here we are again. Through my rise and fall, you've been my only friend. You told me that they could understand who I am. So why are we here, talking to each other once again? As he states the following chant, mirror on the wall, here we are again. Through my rise and fall, you've been my only friend. You told me that they understand who I am. So why am I here talking to you once again? As the fog man closes his mouth and gives a light smile. stating, "It's about time you remember," as he fades away, as the black aura that surrounded him disappears, as he could see himself. Arthur could see himself, but different. The difference being he had tattoos all over his body that was glowing, all the way from his tail to his ears, everywhere. As his chest was glowing a bright blue, as also his basically from his tail to his neck, being the spikes on his tail to his neck, was also glowing a bright blue, as the dark area around him lights up in a white flame, and the entire dark void turns white, stating, "It's about time you remembered who you truly are, and why you actually do this." Arthur forgot one thing. He was too busy changing everything around him. He was too busy giving everyone advice that he forgot to look in the mirror and see himself and give him the same advice and change himself first. As Arthur takes a smile, stating, "Yes, I was too busy worrying about everyone else. I didn't change myself." As the mirror disappears, as it's only a white heart that remains, as Arthur takes a breath in and grabs the white heart, "I will save everybody, and I will do it whether it takes my life." As Arthur awakes with the sword still in his chest, pulling it out, as he takes back the staff of creation that is in sword form, and the cursed blade, as he charges. But at the same time, his tail has the other blade that was inside him. As he yells, "Now it's time for you to die!" In this man's shock, Arthur stabs finally through him. He impales him with the 3 blades he had in his possession. As 2 swords impale him, as plus the 3rd one. This man didn't expect Arthur to jump up and basically attack him like that. As technically he was facing his back to Arthur, but now Arthur was at his back with 3 blades piercing him. As this man stated, "You think that is all it takes to kill me? I will kill you and rip you apart. Understand?" As Arthur states, "You will kill me and rip me apart? Pathetic. You think I would let you do that and hurt my friends as well?" As everyone else starts getting up, ready for a final attack. But they don't realize that the world of Remnant is being invaded. As yellow contacts everyone finally, "Guys, we have a big problem. It seems like the planet of Remnant is under attack by whatever chaotic force that has finally entered this area. And also, it seems to be we have backup, as a few other ships start appearing. These ships being the ships or allied to Arthur. These being different kingdoms that are allied to Arthur's kingdom that he has. If you did not know, or if I did not mention, Arthur has an entire kingdom on his side, and some people are allied to him. So whenever Arthur is in danger or needs help, one of his brothers would send word to his capital or king, the capital of his basically the capital of his nation, and they would send backup. This would be the backup, as these people are only buying time for them to get the hell out of there. As yellow is preparing something. As the satellites all start shooting down onto the planet. There are 10 satellites surrounding the planet of Remnant, and there are 5 surrounding the moon, basically the pieces of the moon. As basically, as Yellow stated, you guys all better hold on. As he states, I'm teleporting the entire planet of Remnant into a different dimension. This will take a lot of the satellite's energy, and also on top of that, basically cut you guys off. Basically will cut you guys off from this universe completely. But this universe is gone for, and it seems to be this universe is slowly getting corrupted by something. Whatever it's getting corrupted by, we can't slow it down any further. You have a few minutes to do whatever you're gonna do, Arthur. When Remnant is gonna get teleported is not right now. The satellite's only powering up. As Arthur asks Yellow to do him a favor. Yellow, do me a favor. As he asks, yes, Arthur? I need you to teleport everybody. I need you to teleport everybody else that is in this area. I need it still in the universe of Remnant. Wait, what? You do realize that the entire world of the entire universe of Remnant is getting corrupted, right? Yes, I know. But I don't want this dark thing to follow us through the portal. So I need everyone in this area out. As I would state that Green, Orange, and all his brothers would be on it, as they all split off from him, basically grabbing everybody that is in this portal area and throwing them through portals. Basically throwing them through portals into a different universe. As this pocket dimension exists in the world of Ruby. So that means when the planet gets teleported, this pocket dimension will not get teleported. It will stay in the world of Ruby. As I would state that Ruby would be asking, what are you doing? Arthur, no. Arthur asked for this, and you cannot. Help him now. As they would grab his sort of unconscious sister, as his unconscious sister reaches for his brother, stating, no, not again. As, yes, they would be evacuating everyone immediately. As this man would state, so, evacuating everybody. What? You're gonna sacrifice yourself? As he states, I'm gonna do more than just sacrifice myself. And I'm not gonna give you what you want either. Whoa, what a hero. I'll kill you and we'll see who'll be laughing later. Yes, we'll see who'll be laughing later. As while all Arthur's brothers are forcing them back, trying to prevent the hunters from assisting Arthur at all times, at any time, Arthur finally starts using something that he never uses before. He starts increasing his use of his god power, as his soul appears from his chest with a rainbow color as it starts shining white as it slowly starts cracking. Wait, what are you doing? No, you know you'll kill us both like this, right? I know, but I'd rather kill you and myself than ever let you get what you want, you sick bastard. As, yes, what Arthur is doing, if you did not know, Arthur's gonna blow up the entire world of Ruby, the entire universe of Ruby, and erase it in an instant. In the last video that I basically stopped, deleted, and re-recorded again, that video I mentioned that Oscar and Osborn were talking about Arthur's power, and that how his power is similar to antimatter, but in this case is basically so powerful that it will erase the universe of Ruby entirely. That's why they have moved the entire planet of Ruby. As the entire planet of Ruby gets moved, as Arthur's brothers all finally get Ruby, Yang, and the rest out of the portal room as it finally closes. As Arthur pulls pulls this guy through a portal that enters the Ruby universe, but with no planet, neither no moon, just space. As this guy states, "No, no, you can't! Goodbye, you sick son of a bitch." As Arthur closes his eyes, stating, "And I'll see you all when I see you again." As Arthur finally does his last push, as his soul finally snaps. Boom! As all you hear was a white boom that shakes even the multiverse and time itself. As this man screams, "Arthur, you bastard!" as he gets ripped through space. Did you do what I told you to do? As this guy screams, "Damn it, Arthur, you bastard!" as Arthur shreds this guy's entire matter and existence, even the reality of him existing, into pieces. Arthur has turned his power into a bomb, and he's turned his body into a bomb. As Arthur's skin starts ripping off from his body, as all you see is a white glow and Arthur is gone. So is this guy, which was in the center of the bomb explosion. Continuing on, as we see Ruby and the others go through the portal is still open. As Arthur's sister stands up with Ruby and assists each other. As Arthur's sister was about to go back in, saying, "Damn it, Arthur, you bad," as the portal explodes, letting off a white energy. Bam! As it flows through the entire multiverse, and even time and reality itself. As the portal gets erased and even the universe of Ruby is erased. As Yellow, which was keeping track of the Ruby universe, he has basically the location of the Ruby universe on his screen, as it's also showing the percentage of corruption that is slowly corrupting the Ruby universe, as the Ruby universe suddenly disappears off of his screen, as he's like, "What the hell? Wait, no universe system detected, what? No, what's going on?" As all Arthur's brothers, which is Red, Magic Assassin, Puppet, Green, and even Yellow, they feel something. Da da. As they clench their heart, as they're like, "Oh, what the hell's going?" As Red is the first one to drop. As Red, technically, his body becomes lifeless. As Green was the second one. As Green turns into a pile of just plants. Orange was the third, as Orange just shuts down. Assassin was the fourth, as she just drops dead like she just died. B was the last, as he's like, "Shit, that's problematic." B was the only one that knew what happened, as he wanted to tell everyone else about what actually happened to Arthur's soul. As B was writing down something in his diary before he went KIA, basically dead. As B is quickly writing and scribbling down something about a soul being trapped and teleporting between multiverses and dead. As that's what Green scribbled. Something about a soul, multiverses, jumping, and gone. As now we cut back to Arthur, and the explosion has erased the entire erased the entire universe of Ruby itself. As the Ruby universe doesn't really exist anymore. But as we see in a different universe, far, far away, somewhere far, far away, we see a soul a soul that's the color of a rainbow and has a bit of white tint to it, as it appears in front of a crystal. This crystal being a purple crystal. As it fuses with this crystal, as this stone turns a white rainbowish color, and people find it, being elves, or should I say dark elves, as they do something with this crystal because they can sense power from it, cursed power from it, as they design it into an arrowhead, as they equip it to an arrow. Once they equip it to an arrow, their mission starts. As a few months go by, we see the Dark Elves once again at a festival, as an royal elven prince in a kingdom filled with a lot of humans and other people. He's basically speaking to them about the peace that they had for a long, long time, and that the 3 holy wars are now over, and that they can finally prosper and work together. As he's speaking, this dark elf fires the arrow at this person. As the arrow goes flying, as all you see is a girl with a hooded figure, basically covered in a cloak, you can't see anything of her, jump in the elf's way as she takes the arrow to the gut. As all the power that was stored from within this crystal glows, a bright white, and then a soul fuses with one, as she passes out while screaming in pain. As she drops in pain and is passed out. And that is the end of What If I Was in RWBY. Thank you guys for watching. And I did this like 4 times, by the way. I did this 4 times. The 3 times were all fails. The 4th time, the reason why this is... It's not even short, it's long, gosh darn. But I did this 4 times, so yeah. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch my new episode, What If Deku Was in a Fantasy Universe? You'll understand what I mean by the last part of this What If. But don't forget to like, subscribe if you like the video. Sorry for all the noises and disturbance that were behind. But yeah, thank you guys for coming, and bye!